You heard it right. The Third World War is underway. This is no longer a fictional tale or a possibility waiting on time. Today, the reality is far more brutal. The Biden administration doesn't want to relinquish power. They have allegedly planned to spark a horrific war to avoid handing over power to Donald Trump. Germany and other European countries have already finalized their war strategies. And Russia, they've restructured their nuclear doctrine in such a way that they could rain nuclear missiles on Europe at any moment. There may not be an official declaration of war, but the reality tells a different story. Unofficially, the Third World War has already begun. The world today stands on the brink of a terrifying war. Watch the entire video and judge for yourself why we believe we are already in the midst of World War III. To understand why we say this, keep watching and prepare yourself to witness the most brutal war in history. What was once a limited regional conflict, the Russia-Ukraine war has now turned into a global crisis. When Russia launched its military operation in Ukraine in 2022, no one thought it would lead to fears of a Third World War. Today, Russia is determined to prove with its full military might that it will not compromise. From hypersonic missiles to nuclear submarines and revised nuclear policies, everything indicates that Russia is fully prepared for war with Europe. President Vladimir Putin has clearly stated, if our sovereignty is threatened, we will take steps never seen before. Meanwhile, serious allegations have been raised against the Biden administration, claiming that they want to trigger a major war in Europe before transferring power, in order to declare a state of emergency and delay handing over power to Trump for another year or two. These allegations have made the Russia-Ukraine situation even more complex and terrifying. But this crisis isn't limited to Ukraine. Russia has recently sought assistance from North Korea, asking for 110,000 troops, a truly alarming development. Europe isn't sitting idle either. Recently, secret German documents were leaked, revealing that if Russia attacks NATO countries, Germany plans to deploy 800,000 troops to Ukraine. Germany is also preparing to send 200,000 military vehicles to the battlefield from its own soil. Even civilians have been instructed to be ready for wartime conditions. Countries like Germany, Sweden, and Norway are advising citizens to stockpile food, set up diesel generators, and prepare for cyber attacks. This global warlike atmosphere is fueling deeper instability. Experts warn that if this crisis drags on, it could evolve into a war that would go down as the most destructive in human history. Donald Trump has warned that if powers like Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran unite, it would spell absolute disaster for the West. Ukraine's military chief, General Valery Zaluzhny, has issued a chilling statement. The Third World War has already begun. Its impact is not limited to Ukraine, it's spreading across Europe and the entire world. His statement has shaken the globe like a thunderclap. Every country, every leader is now faced with one question. How long can we stay safe from this destruction? Every moment seems to be adding fuel to the fire. The world feels like it's standing on an invisible time bomb, and the clock is ticking down to zero. Adding more fuel to this fire, Ukraine has, for the first time, used U.S.-supplied Army tactical missile systems, ATACMS, and Storm Shadow cruise missiles to directly strike inside Russia. These attacks have pushed Russia's patience to its limit. By using US and UK supplied missiles, Ukraine has dared to hit Russia's key military installations. But these strikes not only challenge Russia's military, might they question its very sovereignty. As a result, Russia is now fully prepared for retaliation. Russia has officially declared that they have revised their nuclear policy in a way that they won't hesitate to use nuclear weapons at any moment. Putin also claims there is no anti-missile system in the world today that can stop their missiles. Experts say Russia is no longer in a defensive position. They are ready to attack and could launch a nuclear strike on Ukraine at any moment. Such a strike wouldn't just devastate Ukraine, but would engulf all of Europe and the world in flames. Russia's every move now signals there will be no compromise. And if they do use nuclear weapons, it will mark the beginning of the most horrific war in human history. So, are we truly standing on the brink of World War III? Looking back at history, we see that before both the First and Second World Wars, similar tensions and uncertainties spread across the globe. Today, we're witnessing a repeat of that same pattern. The Russia-Ukraine conflict, the Hamas-Israel war, and various regional tensions have turned the world into a powder keg. Is the world truly heading toward destruction? Or can we still prevent this catastrophe? Only time will tell.